Good morning. Myself, Minu Roji Anthony from 3rd BCom B. In this video, we're gonna discuss about three main topics, that is process costing, job costing, and batch costing. We'll be discussing each questions for each of the topics. So first, let's see about process costing. So now I'll read out the question. The manufacturer of a product requires two distinct processes, process 1 and process 2. On completion, the product is transferred from process 2 to finished stock. The following relates to the product for a particular period. Elements of cost, and we have process 1 and process 2. Labor, process 1 6,000, process 2 7,000. Direct expenses, process 1 4,000, process 2 3,000. Production overheads, process 1 2,000, process 2 1,000. And indirect materials for process 2 it's 2,000. 1,000 units were introduced to process 1 at rupees 8 per unit. There was no stock of raw materials or work in progress either at the beginning or at the end of the period. 1,000 units of finished goods were obtained. Show the process accounts until the final process is completed. So this is the question. Now let's move on to the answer. First, process 1 account. So in this account, we'll be having debit side as well as credit side, where we have particulars, a unit column, and a rupees column. At the same time, on the credit side too, we have the same particulars column, units, and rupees. So first, it said that we have labor as 6,000 in the rupees column, and we have direct expenses for process 1, and that is 4,000. And we have production overhead for process 1, which is 2,000. So it's said that there is 1,000 units at rupees 8. So it's material, that is input, material. It's 1,000 units and 8 per unit. So 8,000, that is 1,000 into 8. Now we have to find the total of the units, that is 1,000, as well as the amount column. That is 20,000. We have to write the same in the credit side, that is units 1,000 and rupees 20,000. And now we'll get the balance as 1,000 units and 20,000 rupees. So this is what is transferred to the process 2 account. This is by process transferred. That is transferred to process 2 account. This will be the input of process 2. Transferred, which is at rupees 20. And now let's see how we got this 20 per unit. So this is a calculation for finding out the cost per unit. That is cost per unit of the output. That is 20,000 divided by 1,000. So we'll get it as rupees 20. And this is what we got, rupees 20,000 per unit. Now let's move on to process 2 account. So same as the above, here too we have debit side and credit side, as well as particulars column, a unit column, rupees column in both the sides, debit and credit side. Units, and rupees. So in here, we'll transfer this amount, that is, which we got from process 1 account to process 2 account, which will be the input of process 2. That is process 1 account, 1000 units and 20,000 rupees. So this is it. Now we have material as 2000 rupees. 2000 rupees. And also labor, which is 7,000 rupees. And we have direct expenses, which is 3,000 rupees. Also production overheads for process 2, which is 1,000 rupees. So now we have to find out the sum total of the rupees column, that will be 33,000, and the units 1,000 rupees. 1,000 units. So we'll write the same in credit side, 1,000 units and 33,000. So the balance is 33,000 rupees and 1,000 units. So this will be the finished stock. This is finished stock account. Finished stock account, which is at rupees 33 per unit. Now let's find how we got this cost per unit. That is cost per unit of the finished product or the finished good. That is 33,000 whole divided by 1,000. So we'll get it as 33. So this is all about the first. And now let's move on to joint product. I'll read out the question. From a joint process, product A, B and C are obtained. The process cost being rupees 1,50,000. The units of the joint products were A 3,200, B 2,500 and C 1,800. Apportion the joint cost among the products according to average unit cost method. So now let's move on to the solution. First, we'll find out what is average cost per unit. Average cost per unit is equal to joint process cost, the whole divided by total cost. That is joint process cost whole divided by the total output. So here we have the joint process cost as 1,50,000 and the total output is 7,500. So we'll get it as rupees 20. So the average cost per unit in this solution, in this question, is rupees 20. Now we'll apportion the joint cost of each product. So for product A, it is 3,200 from the question into 20 equals rupees 64,000. And for B, it is 2,500 into 20, which is rupees 50,000. And C, it's 1,800 into 20, which is rupees 36,000. So now we'll get the total as 64,000 plus 50,000 plus 36,000, which totally equals to 1,50,000. So this is all about the second question. And now let's move on to the byproduct question. I'll read out the question. Zeal Limited manufactures product A, which yields two byproducts X and Y. In a period, the amount spent upon the point of separation was rupees 20,600. The subsequent expenses were material 300 for A, X 200 and Y 150. Direct wages A 400, X 300, Y 200. Overhead A 300, 6 270 and Y 280. Gross sales value of products A, X and Y were rupees 15,000, 10,000 and 5,000 respectively. It was estimated that the net profit as percentage of sales in case of X and Y would be 25% and 20% respectively. Ascertain the profit from process of product A. So this is the question of byproduct. And now let's move on to the answer part. So for this, we first find out the joint cost. For that we have particulars column, X, Y and the total column. So first we have the gross sales value. Gross sales value. That is, for X it's 10,000 and for Y it's 5,000. And the total comes to 15,000. We also should deduct from this the estimated profit, which in the question it said that 25% and 20%. So we have to deduct the estimated profit from the gross sales value in order to get the cost of production. That is 2,500 for X and 1,000 for Y, total which becomes 3,500. And now the cost of production, that is gross sales value minus the estimated profit. Cost of production. So for X it's 10,000 minus 2,500, which is 7,500. And this is 5,000 minus 1,000, which is 4,000. And the total will become 11,500. And now from this we have to deduct the subsequent expenses, which is in total for X 770, which we got from the materials, direct wages and overheads. 7,070 for X and 6,030 for Y. Now with the total is 1,400. So from this we can get the joint cost, that is joint cost. That is in case of X it is 6,730 and in case of Y it's 3,370, which in total becomes 10,100. So we have found the joint cost. The joint cost is 10,100. And now let's find out what the total cost of A is. Total cost of A. The total cost of A can be calculated as total cost up to separation plus additional cost of A minus the additional cost of X as well as Y, plus additional cost of A minus the additional cost of X as well as Y. So we know that the total cost up to separation, is 20,000, which we will get from the question, and the additional cost of A is 1,000, that is the material plus labor plus overhead, and the additional cost of X and Y is 10,100, which we got from the above calculation. So the total is 11,500. Now we have to find the profit of A. It can be calculated by deducting the total cost of A from the gross sales of A. That is gross sales of A minus the total cost of A. Cost of A. So the gross sales of A is 15,000, which we obtained from the question directly, and the total cost of A is 11,500, which we obtained from the previous calculation. So the total profit of A becomes 3,500. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching.